Good day, and today I will be presenting my model of the hinge joint present at the human forelimb. Now to represent the bones, I have these rules from paper towel. To represent the muscles, I have these balloons. To represent the tendons, I have string. To represent the ligaments, I have rubber band. And this would be the humerus, and this would be the radius and the ulna. Now, of course, the radius would be on top. For representation purposes, we would say the radius would be on top, and the ulna would be right here below. Now, if it is we get in depth into the joint itself, then we would see that the bone would usually be lined with smooth cartilage, and this smooth cartilage would be to absorb shock and so on, right? Now, within the joint, there would be a joint capsule, and the joint capsule, of course, a capsule meaning it would contain things, and it would, be shaped in such a way that it would be able to store these things. The capsule would have synovial fluid, right? And synovial fluid would help to lubricate the joint. There would also be a synovial membrane which would secrete synovial fluid. As you can see here, the ligament would be elastic to allow for a slight range of movement, but the tendons, however, would be more rigid so that the force from the muscle could be transmitted onto the bone itself, right? Now we move on to the mechanism of antagonistic pairs. Now, why is it that we need antagonistic pairs of muscles? Meaning this one does something that pulls the bone in this direction, and this one would do things that pulls the bone in this direction. Why is it that we need antagonistic pairs of muscles? Well, if we were to straighten this, when this muscle contracts, it can pull this section with the radius, but when it relaxes, it cannot push it, right? So therefore we would need another muscle to contract on this side in order to pull the ulna. And when it pulls the ulna, it would straighten the limb, right? And because this straightens the limb, it would be called the extensor. And because this bends, it would be called the flexor, right? This muscle here is the bicep, and this muscle here is the tricep. So the bicep is the flexor, the tricep is the extensor, right? The origin of the bicep would be the scapula, so around here, and the origin of the tricep would be the scapula, which would be on top of the humerus. And the insertion of the bicep would be the radius, and the insertion of the tricep would be the ulna. Now we would show it one more time where when this muscle contracts, it pulls this section here. But when this muscle contracts, that is when the entire thing would straighten. So you would have antagonistic pairs. Goodbye.